So the 2024 Game Awards nominations were today, and a lot of people are talking about the nomination of Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree and the fact that it's nominated for Game of the Year, among other nominations. And I am definitely on the side of the people that say that this should not be eligible. And I think the biggest reason why is because it goes against what should be the purpose of this show. The purpose of the award show is to highlight and recognize the hard work from that calendar year. And the issue of now allowing DLC to be counted, in my opinion, for most of the categories, but especially for Game of the Year, is that the slots are limited. There's only 6 per award. And when you do that, you're taking away a slot from another team that also released that year. The main issue is that Elden Ring was vastly celebrated during the year that it came out in 2022. The issue with now recognizing DLC, especially for a game as superb as Elden Ring and from a team as superb as that team, is that you almost like unfairly skew the future of the Game Awards. If From Software is working on downloadable content right now, and it took them 2 years to release Shadow of the Erdtree, technically then that means that that new DLC would be eligible in 2026, meaning that Elden Ring would be recognized, nominated, and celebrated during 3 separate award shows. That just doesn't make any sense. And there are categories that exist that I think makes sense for Shadow of the Erdtree to be nominated. Best ongoing game is on there. Cyberpunk 2077 had won that for Phantom Liberty. But there are other categories that I don't think that it should be allowed to take that slot away from someone else. There's also another issue, which is that game does not exist on its own. Not only do you need Elden Ring, but you need to have played Elden Ring. You can't just buy Shadow of the Erdtree and be able to play through that immediately. In any other medium, this wouldn't make any sense. Oppenheimer won Best Picture last year. It wouldn't make any sense for Christopher Nolan to re-release the film this year, add an extra hour or two of footage, and then be re-nominated for Best Picture of the Year and have the chances being very likely that it would win again. Why would you want to see that? Why should we recognize that as Best Picture two years in a row because they decided to add some extra footage to it? Same thing with the Grammys. Just because you re-released your album and you put a few extra songs on there doesn't mean that you should be re-nominated for Album of the Year. You've already been celebrated. And that has to be the point of these award shows. They should be able to exist as a moment for us to celebrate different games. And when you use that slot and that game of the Year slot is taken up by a piece of DLC, that's another slot that isn't there to be recognized for Silent Hill 2, for Stellar Blade, for an amazing experience like Animal Well, which was built by a singular person. This has become such a recurring issue with the Game Awards where it really solely exists to be an advertising campaign for publishers. I feel like you're getting so far away from the point of an award show. It's supposed to be to recognize these teams. We've already celebrated Elden Ring. Baldur's Gate won last year for Game of the Year. They've already announced that they're not doing DLC. But for them to, if they release DLC, for them to be nominated next year once again for Game of the Year, which they should be because the game is so phenomenal, it just doesn't make any sense at all. And it just shouldn't be this way. Leave the comments down below. Listen to next Monday's podcast. I'll be talking about what I believe the winners will be, and we'll talk about different nominations, possible snubs. So make sure you check that out.